Hello, good evening. This is The Fragrance of Dark Coffee from Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations, also known as Phoenix Wright 3. Now we are going to go back to our usual programming. About to depart somewhere else. Sounds good. Alright. Things are going peachy.
Ready to head out?
Absolutely. Oh. You know what? I've been having a lot of microphone problems. I need to address that sometime. But oh well. Right, so now we have two options. Go to Cos.io Corporated, the Flower Mansion. I'll go to the Flower Mansion first. Something wrong?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was wool gathering. I see we've arrived at the Melody Flores residence. It's quite impressive. But that's to be expected, considering that she is still the majority owner of the Flower Cybernetics Group. despite retiring from day-to-day operations at the company. I wonder how she and Hayden first began working together. Sorry, back on task. Is there anything you'd like to know before we head inside?
Well, now you mention it. You could give me a rundown of Flower Cybernetics?
Flower Cybernetics was established in the early 2000s by Melody's mother, Antonella. It started out developing cutting-edge medical tech, including advanced prosthesis and nanoparticle diagnostic and treatment technologies. They were vastly successful when they perfected the first synthetic nerve mesh, allowing direct connection and control between the nervous system and a cybernetic prosthesis. The majority of their early projects were defense technologies for the American military, developing ruggedized military prosthesis for use on injured soldiers, and then eventually electively for special forces. This research line culminated in the development of brain-controlled androids as shock troops, long since barred by international law. Melody took over the company from her aging mother, and she fought against developing further military hardware from that point on. She pushed the company to use the BCA technology for the company's original goals of medical advancement, as well as developing the first direct link virtual reality implants. The company is largely successful on a global scale, despite continued legislative movement against extensive cybernetic use, especially brain implants.
What can you tell me about her?
Not a whole lot. She's largely private, in contrast to her mother's penchant for courting a media circus. Several biographies of former Flower executives show her as intensely passionate about demilitarizing the company to the point of absolute viciousness in the boardroom. But it's been a long time since her days of fighting for the company, and she's since stepped away from the helm. There's talk that she's lost her spine in her old age, but... well, I'd take that with a grain of salt. She may have retreated from the corporate battlefield, but you don't change the entire direction of a company as large as Flower if you're a quitter. Stay on your toes.
Didn't Yannick say he and Melody were falling out?
He did, and I can't shine much light on that. I know that System 1 worked with Flower to help develop the first operating systems for the direct link virtual reality implants, so perhaps it happened during that time. Also, Flower eventually went with a different company for future models of the implant, but there was never any public talk of a personal falling out between the heads of the companies. I'll scrape the mesh for more rumors, but they'll only be that, rumors. I can do my best to parse fact from fiction, but it blurs too much for me to be sure what's real.
Let's go ahead.
No time like the present, then.
Bears. Ding dong. Hey. Hi, is Melody home? I think he said yes.
Your guess is as good as mine. Mine says we can go in. Should we? Oh, wow! Swanky!
What is that?
What? I have been trying to increase my usage of colloquialisms. Is Swanky too out of date?
It's certainly before my time.
Oh, Ms. Flores! Excuse us for the intrusion. My name is Turing, and
Oh, I know who you are.
I can explain. I know you don't like Dr. Fairlight very much, but I assure you there's a situation.
Fairlight? I didn't realize Hayden's research had become a charity case. Though I suppose little boy Yannick will throw money at anything that raises his profile on the mesh.
Wait, you know Hayden? Also, we actually only just met Dr. Fairlight yesterday.
Oh, that's too bad. Now Pat won't have to eat you.
Oh, I assume that's bad.
What?
Though I'm not sure your gears would have been good for his digestion.
Actually, madam, I'm not comprised of gears.
Well, either way, he's on a diet. This philosophy is how I lead my life. Sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear, well, he eats you.
No comment.
Do you understand?
Not really.
Look, I don't have all day to entertain you, Turing, nor your new friend. Not even for Hayden. You don't have time to waste if you're going to find him, either.
Right.
So anyway... Oh. I didn't mean to do that.
If you were one of Fairlight's worker bees, you wouldn't have made it through the door. So why are you here to badger me about poor Hayden?
You have me at a disadvantage, Ms. Flores. You seem far ahead of us on this matter.
Just call me Melody, darling. And of course. But I'll share a secret or two with you.
I have so many questions. Do you know what's happened to Hayden?
I wish I didn't. Maybe you don't want to either.
Please, Melody, any information you might have. We haven't had access to any of his research notes and couldn't track down any collaborators he may have been working with. Perhaps if we know more, we might be able to nail down a solid motive.
Well, I don't know if I can speculate on that beyond the usual corporate infighting. Not that Parallax is known for that, of course. We had been catching up recently, and he mentioned feelings of being watched. He started to worry he had been discussing your development with the wrong people. When he stopped returning my calls, and now that you've shown up with a total stranger, it becomes clear what happened.
I see. Can you tell us anything else about his disappearance?
Oh, I'm afraid not, dear. I've been around long enough to know what's coincidence and what isn't.
We were hoping you might be able to shine some light on my origins. Fairlight mentioned that you had worked with Hayden in the past.
I see Hayden didn't neglect curiosity in your personality makeup. Well, you and I haven't properly met, but considering how often Hayden badgered me for design schematics of Flower's latest neural implants, I might as well be your aunt? We'll go with that. I wouldn't mind being an aunt, even to a blue-headed robot.
I'm touched, Melody.
Well then, I'm willing to answer your questions, for now.
Alright. How do you help Hayden with Turing?
Indeed, I don't see the connection between your company and Hayden's research into machine sapience.
Oh, Hayden wasn't researching machine sapiens. At least not primarily. Not to diminish the importance of your creation, Turing, but it's best you know the truth. Hayden is mainly interested in developing a way to transfer human consciousness into a machine matrix. You can see why neural implants would obviously be an integral part of that.
Oh, I didn't realize.
What will Turing's development have with the ties in the human mind?
The concept of transferring the human mind into a computer has been an attractive goal for decades. Functional immortality is a powerful lure. The brain is an immensely complicated machine, and even though we know the right buttons to push to make pictures show up, we still can't replicate the entire thing as a technological construct. Even with the virtual reality implants, we're really just relying on the brain's ability to make sense of nonsensical signals. So Hayden decided the best way to make a machine more like the human brain would be to work in the opposite direction. Instead of mimicking how the human brain worked, he started writing code that mimicked the functioning of the human mind. Think of it like convergent evolution. Two species adapt in similar ways, but on completely different continents. Hayden is a crack programmer when it comes to information collating. It's why Parallax hired him when they did. So he wrote a bunch of self-modifying learning algorithms that were, frankly, baffling and let them loose. Poke and prod them here and there to make sure they value the same things humans do. And we eventually end up with you, Turing.
Interesting. Hayden never revealed any of this to me.
I imagine he's pretty tight-lipped. You were the first prototype he considered a real success, and he was afraid of contaminating your development before he had a chance to make good observations.
Can you elaborate on your involvement?
Phew, if you can even call it involvement. It's a small city, and if you're in the tech sector, you are never more than 2 degrees removed from anyone else. When he started looking into this pet project of his, he came right up to my door and demanded access to the research logs behind our earlier implants. Cheeky, but it was impactful and disruptive, as they like to say around here. I couldn't care less about Flowers' patents anymore, so I gave him what he wanted, just to see what he would do. I'm frankly more impressed than I expected I would be, but don't tell him that.
Don't worry. I won't.
Oh, that was a compliment, dear.
Hayden wasn't invested in Turing's development?
I didn't say that. Hayden was quite interested in Turing, even if he is just a step to further research. In fact, he was preparing to publish his findings involving Turing, and I know it's going to make one heck of a splash in the scientific community. See, the most impressive part about you, Turing, is that you're surprisingly stock.
I assure you, Melody, my construction involves only the latest and greatest in ROM prototype technology.
Exactly. You're not off the shelf, but you're still just a souped-up ROM, more or less like every other one out there. Your personality algorithms are impressive, but they don't require some new space-age technology to work. Hayden is going to propose that human consciousness transference does not require special brain-like hardware architecture, but merely the right software wrapper to interface with the hardware. Much like how you function.
I suppose that is correct. Still, my personality matrices do take up substantial amounts of my processing power. Wouldn't custom hardware have capabilities that better serve such a demanding specialized task?
Sure, there's still plenty of reason in trying to make a computer that works just like a human brain. Efficiency is an important part of that. But if Hayden can emulate the human mind in existing technology, it means we can start the immortality now, rather than waiting for hardware to catch up with Hayden's software. Frankly, I'm not terribly interested in living forever, but there's more than enough people who are.
Thank you for this, Melody. I understand so little of my origins.
Well, I'm sorry I don't know more of the specifics. Hayden kept me up to date on his progress, but only in the vaguest of ways. If you can hunt down his notes, I'm sure they'll tell you more.
Of course, we'll keep looking. Now, perhaps we could ask some other questions?
Sure.
What's the story between you and Fairlight?
Oh, hell, that old bastard and I have been flashing daggers at each other for the better part of 20 years. I contracted out the software development for our first-gen direct-link VR neural implants to System 1. Things were going great, but after the first models sold like gangbusters, Yannick tried to get into bed with me, literally. I turned him down, very politely, I might add, and then, suddenly all of the cooperation between our companies dried up. We've been at it back and forth ever since. I'd be damned careful about trusting him if I were you. He's a snake, and he'll do anything he can to get what he wants. Still, I suppose if he tried again now, I might not turn him down. It would be fun to needle him about me still having my own company when he doesn't have his.
I think that's everything we do now.
Good. I can get back to my retirement.
Thank you for your time, Melody. We'll be in touch later.
Oh, one more piece of information for you, if you'd like it. I've got the contact info for a Vincent Mensa, who I think might be of help to you. Vincent was working more closely with Hayden inside Parallax, mostly on his company-approved research on data collating algorithms for the mesh. I'll send him a message and ask him to meet you somewhere. He owes me a favor anyway, and might be able to give you some more information on anything else Hayden may have been working on.
That would be fantastic, Melody. Perhaps Golden Gate Park?
Be careful, Turing. I don't like Fairlight's stench all over this scenario. Don't show him too many of your cards.
Cards? This euphemism is unfamiliar to me.
Don't tell him anything if you can. Fairlight is more dangerous the more he's informed.
Thank you, Aunt Melody. Wish us luck.
biggest strawberries you have ever seen are assembled in a china bowl on the coffee table. Hello, cat. Most regal-looking robotic cat in the world sits prim and proper on the fainting chair. Pat. Hey, Pat. Oh, well. Let's get out of here. She likes bears, I guess. Hello.
Hello again. Have you come back for some of my cool, refreshing water?
Oh. I was interested in some, but I guess I won't take some. Oh well. Hello, person.
Can I help you? I don't really have time to talk. I'm waiting for someone.
Are you Vincent Mensa? We're here for a meeting on behalf of Melody Flores.
Oh, good! You're Melody's people. Do you have everything that I asked for?
There must be some miscommunication. Melody said that you would be able to provide us with some information about Hayden Weber's projects within Parallax. He has gone missing, and any information we get may be useful.
Damn that old woman.
What?
We had a deal. She promised me, and I'm not giving up anything until I get what I need. I already know Hayden is missing. Why else would I be willing to sell corporate secrets to Flower? This was my chance to get out of the city. Instead, she sends the two of you, hat in hand with nothing. I'm assuming you're Hayden's little pet AI?
Insulting, but accurate.
Look, I'm sorry to come off callous. I do want to help. Hayden was a colleague and a friend, and I want to know he's okay. But I also need help getting the hell out of Neo SF, and now. My info is my leverage, and it's not for free. I'll just have to find another buyer. Maybe after I make another deal, I'll be able to pass it to you.
Perhaps we could assist you? My friend here is a terrific journalist. Being skilled at hunting down people and information is part of the job.
I guess.
I don't know. Look, I need 100,000 credits, an untraceable car, and a fake passport for me and my wife, Francesca.
Alright.
If you can get me all that, I'll give you anything you want. Hayden's research notes, what I know about Parallax, my company's security credentials, whatever.
Would you like some fries with that?
If you're really sure journals can come up with that kind of stuff in one day.
We might be able to do that.
Might?
Dude, I'm trying here. Do you mind answering some other questions first?
Dear God, I'm doomed.
Melody only gave us a rough sketch of what you need. The more you can tell us about the situation, the sooner we can fulfill your request.
Sure. As long as it isn't the juicy stuff.
Alright. What do you do for Parallax anyway?
I'm the head applications engineer for their data analysis division. Or maybe was, is what I should be saying. If Hayden is the big brain who comes up with the math that runs the search algorithms, I'm the guy who figures out how to collect and apply the data that we get. We've worked pretty closely for years, but he's head and shoulders above me as far as theory goes. I just build stuff out of the things he hands me.
I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit here, Vincent. Hayden was just a computer scientist, if a good one.
Was?
A slip of the tongue. I'm still getting used to my independence from him.
And that right there proves my point. Hayden built a fully independent machine intelligence in his spare time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash myself here. I'm a good software engineer, probably one of the best. But machine intelligence? In a form factor like yours? Now that blows my mind. We've got full immersion, virtual reality, yet most people would still call you science fiction.
If you say so.
Why are you so adamant about getting out of New San Francisco anyway?
Because Parallax is rotting from the inside out. Hayden going missing is the last straw, and it's a big-ass straw. There is... how do I put this without giving it away? There's a new project about to roll out, and it's going to change everything about how Parallax does their business worldwide. Since the launch of the MeshNet, we've had some board shakeups, and the people at the top are different from the ones who've previously run the company. The altruism the company displayed in the past is gone. They're harder, more ruthless, and more concerned with profits and power than ever before. Not just richest company in the valley power either. Real power. My guess? Parallax got rid of Hayden because he was about to do something that would get in the way of that. If they're willing to get rid of the brightest mind on their payroll, what's to stop them from getting rid of me? There's a half dozen people who could do my job. So I'm getting out before I accidentally step on the wrong person's toes and end up at the bottom of the bay.
Do you know something about Hayden's disappearance?
Nothing concrete. I probably wouldn't have noticed anything out of the ordinary. I mean, Hayden goes out for a couple days all the time, right? Conferences and guest teaching. He doesn't exactly share his itinerary with me. I tried asking around and no one will say anything. If he had jumped ship, went to a different company, it would be the talk of the week at the water coolers. Instead, dead silence. Thankfully, he allowed me to keep backups of most of his work, simply because I cross-referenced it so much. He didn't like having it all in one place anyway. Bring me what I asked for, and I'll tell you more.
Thank you, we'll get those things for you.
I need to make some calls, and this park ROM is fun. I want to poke at it a bit.
Alright.
If you do manage to get what I need, bring it here today and you'll get anything you want. Forwarding photos and info for the passports to Turing now. And I really hope you can do this. I'd rather give it to you than some other corporation anyway. See you soon.
I'm not quite sure where to get fake passports or an untraceable car. The only shady folks we know are those punks who vandalized Hayden's apartment. I doubt they could point us in the right direction, but a long shot is better than no shot. They might agree to help us in repayment for the damage done to the apartment. They seemed remorseful. We should check Market Street for them, in case they regularly hang out there. As for the rest, perhaps Dr. Fairlight or Melody could spot us the credits. That certainly is no small amount, but is unlikely to cause much consternation for either of them, assuming they are as dedicated to helping as they claim. Melody is assumably home as usual, and Fairlight did let us know he'd be at the hospital. We could ask either of them for assistance. Up to you to decide which would be a better course of action.
Alright, I'll see you soon, Vincent. First, let's find those punks again. Ooh, snowy. Hey, wait a minute. Ryan? Hey.
Welcome back! Care to take another pamphlet or two?
Why are you here all alone?
The cold weather has made organising demonstrations a bit difficult, to say the least. But I refuse to relent in our mission. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, I will not rest until I stop these abominations from undoing God's almighty work.
I may disagree with you, but I appreciate your dedication. When shutting down the clinics like this cost lives?
That's a leading question. Of course, some people have life-threatening afflictions, and it's a good thing that science has evolved to treat all kinds of diseases. Simply wanting cat ears and furry tails does not constitute a disease. A disease of the mind, perhaps. If the government strictly limits genetic alteration surgeries to only life-threatening emergencies, well, that would be a start towards undoing the damage. We are not God. We were made in his image, and his image did not include fur.
I mean, you don't know if he was a furry, but alright. Why someone with genetic modifications less human anyway?
I feel it's rather simple. It's even in the name. Modifying genes means we are changing the very DNA that makes us unique. We're giving doctors, among other people with a severe lack of understanding of the human condition, the right to make us into entirely new species. We are the byproduct of tens of thousands of years of natural selection and evolution, and now these people want that progress to just be reduced to a formula, to be injected into your skin at your convenience? And why? To fulfill some sick fantasy. We have VR dramas. Leave your imagination at home. Besides, why should we give these self-proclaimed animals the same rights as humans when they clearly don't want to be human?
Alright, that's... okay. What has your group accomplished since it was founded anyway?
Through some concerted efforts, we've created an alliance with a number of businesses banning service and employment of unhumans.
Alright. On humans.
Yeah, they call themselves hybrids, but we call them what they are. I can't respect those who willingly trade their humanity away. Thanks to our efforts, many local businesses are finally gaining the confidence to only serve human beings. If they wanted to feed animals, well, they'd open up a pound. Why, just the other day, a neo-SF landlord thanked me for supporting his decision to deny tenancy to unhumans. He already feels better about his decision to seek out our help. Plus, can you imagine the cleaning fees?
How far back would you like humanity to go?
That is the greatest misconception of our group. They would have you believe that we'd rather go back to the Dark Ages. Oh sure, the human revolution wants people to go back to washing clothes by hand down by the river, right? We'll all go back to playing with sticks, yes? We do not advocate for a reversal of all technology. That would be ludicrous. We merely want severe limitations on genetic enhancements and a focus on medicinal practice beyond gene therapy. That would include an outlawing of cosmetic gene therapy, yes, people parading around in fur and scales as proud abominations. We need the government to protect these patients from themselves.
That's more than I wanted to know, thank you.
Great! Do tell me when you get the article out. I love to read the comments.
Aye aye.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but doesn't most of the meshnet speak critically of your organization?
Oh, that's cute. The robot wants to join in the discussion now.
Alright.
Yes, this is true. Though historically, most revolutionaries are unpopular when they're in the middle of the fight. I sleep comfortably knowing that history will be on my side.
Not gonna lie, you haven't really convinced me.
Ah, I suppose I have come to expect that. Never mind. Write what you wish. When the city falls and we have a hippopotamus as mayor, remember that all of you thought we were loons.
Thanks for the interview. I'll tell you if I need anything else.
Oh, please do. Have a lovely day now.
Right
And
back.
remember, God designed you perfectly just the way you are.
Goodbye, Berry guy. Well, that was uncomfortable. Oh,
Hey!
hey, how you
I
doing?
told you jerks not to break my romp! Now I can't get it to stop snowing! Those protesters are gone, but I'm still not gonna have any customers with it freezing like this.
Why not? It's coffee that you have, isn't it?
This Hassy hot cup is the perfect thing to warm me up.
I told you.
Snow out of nowhere? I guess I'll wait it out in here.
Wow, look at it out there. So magical.
Don't think I've forgiven you, you dingus. I better go get some Hassy hot cups going.
Well, all's well that ends well, right? I'll check the mesh for common issues with the mode selector on the 6703 ROM unit and forward the solutions to the Hassy bar owner.
Sure.
I'm certain she'll be able to get it turned off after the customer rush.
If I was actually in charge of content, I will make sure we did the big story on the Hassy Hot Cups. Delish! Wrestler.
Hey there. I go by Night Witch.
Hell yeah!
I usually hang out at Stardust, but they don't serve food, so I come here for Hassy hot cups during the day.
Huh. Good for you.
Howdy! You can call me Cactus Canary.
Alright. Who are you? These hot cups are disgusting. I just hear from the wrestlers. Can't wait for the New Year's show. That's weird. You don't have any voice acting. Hey, Ramone. So,
The Hassy ROM will help you get your Hassy fix.
okay. That's nice. There's not much else to do here. Alright. That was nice, I guess.
Don't bug it. It already seems to be in a stormy mood.
Alright. That's a car. No thanks. Oh, there they are. Hello.
Oh, crap! It's that reporter in the bot again! Cheese it, Ollie!
Dana Sane? Sorry, I just read the comics right now. I'll check that out later.
Hold on a moment. We're just here to ask the two of you for a favor. You don't need to run again.
I knew you didn't have the guts to mess with me!
Guts?
Why would we want to help you?
We did trash that apartment, Chad.
Yeah? So?
We also didn't report you to the police for it.
Yeah? So?
And they still could.
Oh. Alright, well, spill it then. I ain't got all day. Can't you see me and Oliver are busy?
We need some assistance with some illicit activity that, statistically, individuals in your age bracket are likely to have experience with.
Oh! So this is one of those things where you need a streetwise kid to show you the ropes.
Pretty much.
So, what's the thread? B&E? War driving? Copyright infringement? Search bombing?
Is search bombing actually illegal?
It's against the terms of service, so probably, at least in California.
Well, we need to buy some fake IDs today if possible.
Oh, that's nothing, if you can pay. Ollie can whip up a couple that'll work good enough to get you past a bouncer or a cop doing sniff tests. He's a wizard with a printer and a lifted wallet.
It's more complicated than that. We need falsified passports that can get 2 people past the border safely.
Oh, yeah, I don't think Ollie can do that. Can you?
Not without equipment a lot more expensive and illegal than what I already have.
What about that guy who got at least that unrestricted mesh card when she was on probation?
That's not really the same thing, Chad. But it wouldn't hurt to give him a call. Give me a few minutes. This guy is pretty sketchy, very cloak and dagger. I'll have to play middleman.
Excellent. I'll forward you the relevant documents and photos.
Oh man, now I'm starting to feel left out. Ollie gets to show off all his cool connections.
Come on, like in China a little bit.
You sure you don't need someone's head kicked in a little? That's my area of expertise in our little duo.
We'll take care of the punk stuff later on, I guess.
Well, that and petty larceny.
We might have something that will suit your skill set. Let's just get the passports first, if you can stay calm for that long.
You sure yap a lot more than any of the ROMs I've ever owned. What's the deal? You install some new conversation routines Ollie ain't had the chance to nerd out about yet? Well, they're top notch. Very bleeding edge.
I don't run traditional ROM VI personality software. I am, in fact, the first fully sapient machine intelligence. Well, at least that I know about.
Which means what exactly? In English?
It means he's a person, Chad, not a toy. Now keep it down. I'm still on the phone.
Oops. And yes, what he said.
You know, for something that revolutionary, he seems to be very calm about it.
Well, that's awesome. You ain't so bad. For a tin can.
Tin can? Really? I'm composed almost entirely out of plasteel and silica. Has no one come up with better insults for robots since the turn of the century? ROMs have been out for almost 2 decades.
Yeah, that's a good point. Give me a sec. I'm pretty good at name calling too.
Oh no, I'm sorry I brought it up.
Just hold on a second. Underclocked? Oh, BitBrain!
Don't hurt yourself, Chad.
I'll get back to you, Bubblehead.
Okay, I talked to the guy. He said he'll do it, but he only works in trade. A couple of passports are gonna run us... One signed poster for Magical Commander Yukino? Yukino at the Gates to the Deep?
Now, where have I heard that name before?
Course. It's always that Japanese crap.
It's not my fault they make the best VR dramas. Maybe you can do better?
Probably.
Anyway, where can we get a poster like that?
I'm not sure. Probably nearby. I've done switches with this guy before, and he never asks for something that'll take too long to get. My guess is he's a local that uses people like us as a way to nab something he's had his eye on. We'll help you look for it.
Alright, we got new party members. Hang on, I'm curious about something. Tempting, but illegal. Nah, later.
Oh, there it is! I knew I saw a poster for Magical Commander Yukino somewhere around here. I should have remembered Ramona had one.
You know this lady?
Sure. We talk sometimes when I'm getting our drinks. You're usually too busy provoking people to notice.
You call it provoking. I call it spontaneous enthusiasm for healthy rivalry.
There's a bit of a line. We'll have to wait a few minutes before we can talk to her.
We could just do a smash and grab. Simple and effective.
We can't do that! She knows who we are!
Us too.
This is the most boring felony I've ever been an accessory to.
Look, we'll just stand in line.
Like a bunch of clumps? Jumps? What is the big picture anyway, Blue Bomber?
I'm not sure it's wise to spread it around, Chad. For either of us, the less you know, the less reason anyone has to bother you.
Screw that, Static. I'm not heading to juvie not knowing what for. Spill the beans, or I'll spill them for you.
Your persistence is already legendary, Chad. Fine. If you really must know, we are going to trade the passports for some information regarding the disappearance of my creator. His apartment was the one you trashed.
Oh shit, that Hayden dude is your dad? And they snatched him? Oh, that's so messed up.
Well, Dad after a fashion. He raised me.
Man, I hope you find the dudes that took him. I hope he's okay.
It seems very unlikely.
Oh man, I don't know what to say, you know? I mean, I still have my dad, but he's...
Chad?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot that was your dad. Good thing I didn't actually do something bad with that.
He's never really been around. Too busy trying to save the world from itself. Even now, he's over there standing in front of that damn clinic. And I thought I could find a way to make him... Whatever. I I might as well nuke that drive. It ain't gonna sink.
I think I understand what you mean, Chad.
Hell yeah! Dudes gotta stick together, you know?
Dudes?
Don't matter if you're a robot or what. We all got the same shit to deal with. Gotta grab destiny by the horns and make your own mark.
From the Mount of Babes.
Hey, won't fault you on good taste, but watch that whole babe thing.
Very well. I didn't know what I was saying either, anyway.
I'm taken, and I don't need no game being spit my way.
That's not... Never mind. The line has finally cleared up. Let's go talk to Ramona.
Very well.
Hey, Allie.
Salutations, Ramona.
What can I do for you all?
Ahem.
Oh, this is my friend, Chad.
Nice to meet you.
Friend?
Yeah, you too.
We were hoping you might be able to give us your assistance, Ms. Rogers.
We want to make a trade for that magical Commander Yukino poster over there. It's necessary for us to get some pretty important information.
No way! Not happening. Nuh-uh. Yukino is off limits.
This is literally a matter of life and death, Ramona.
How does life and death depend on a nerdy poster? Look, I don't even care. That poster was signed by Takeko herself. It's one of a kind, and I'm not giving it up.
I'd rather not drag you any further into this than necessary, but I promise that we're not overstating it. This is a dire situation, and people have already died.
Jeez. Look, whatever you're doing sounds sketch as hell. I and Magical Commander Yukino herself want no part of it. I don't even see how the poster can help.
Man, you nerds sure do love your cheap crap from the net.
Cheap crap! I'll have you know that poster is worth hundreds of credits. Maybe more. Takeko passed away years ago, so there aren't any more of them getting signed. It's special.
Sure it is.
He doesn't get it. He's not in the fandom.
Thankfully.
We can get you another. It will take only a few days.
It's not just a poster. It was a gift from someone. Someone I care about, okay? Besides, you can't get another one. Takeko passed away a few years ago.
Perhaps there's something else that would make a suitable trade?
You aren't hearing me, are you? It has sentimental value. You can't replace that. Look, you'll just have to order something off the mesh, because you can't have this one.
Oh, we don't have time. This lead will dry up by then.
Keep me out of this.
This isn't a joke, Ramona.
Okay, enough. How about this for a trade?
Go on.
I have an original keyframe cell from Pretty Champion Sailor Sirius, signed by Takeko at home.
Ooh, that's some gold you got there, kid.
Whoa! You have a signed Sailor Sirius cell? That's super rare! They stopped doing keyframes by hand right around the time of her death.
You can't be serious, Ollie! You have that thing framed on your wall! And you wouldn't shut up about it for a week after you got it!
This is important, Chad. You can't say you wouldn't do the same thing if someone had your dad. Think about Turing. I can't ask Ramona to give up something important to her if I'm not willing to do the same.
Maybe.
Look, okay, I don't know what's going on, but you can't give me that cell for the poster.
But we need...
Yeah, you'll get the poster. Whatever you're doing, it must be really important if you'd be willing to give that up. Do you have something more equal to trade, Ollie?
A couple of things, maybe.
We'll talk about it then. Maybe you can find me another one, too. Go ahead and take the poster.
Thank you, Ramona.
Yes! I can't tell you how much it means to us, Ms. Rogers.
Sure. And, you think I could see that cell sometime, Ollie?
Of course! I'll bring it over when we talk about the trade.
So cool.
Alright.
I don't like the way she was flirting with you, Ollie.
What are you talking about?
I know flirting when I see it, and I'm saying I don't like it. Not one bit.
We just talk about old anime sometimes, Chad. Neither of us are interested in the other.
Sure.
Well, we have the poster now. What's next?
Go ahead and call this number, Turing. He'll want to set up the drop with you, now that I've introduced you to him.
Sure. Change the subject.
I'll call him right now then. It's ringing.
You the ones looking for some papers?
We are, and we have the requested payment with us.
Good. We're gonna do this real professional-like. You know Stardust?
I do.
Head there. Leave the poster behind the Megaphobator arcade cabinet, and get out. Come back 10 minutes later, and your stuff will be behind the machine.
I understand.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Well, that was very mysterious.
Yeah, that's how this guy is. I don't even know his name, and I've been getting things from him for a few years now.
Who cares? Let him play Spy Master if he wants. Let's hurry up to Stardust and get this over with. I've wasted enough of my day with this crap.
Alright, let's go. Stardust. What's here? The hospital? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Go inside to make the drop. We'll wait out here.
Alright.
Yeah. Don't want to get our IDs taken.
I suppose I should feign surprise.
Hey, it's a pretty cool set. Even if it is like 1,000,000 years old.
They don't really care about the IDs unless you try to hit the bar.
Found that one out the hard way.
We would have been fine if you hadn't taken a swing at the bouncer.
Kids.
So I like the hard way.
We'll be right back, gentlemen. Try not to set the building on fire while we're gone.
Welcome to Stardust.
Hey, Majid, Gus, how you doing? Hello, Jess. Goodbye, Jess. Alright.
Well, that should do it. was an awful lot of fuss over a poster. I just don't understand the appeal of merchandise like this. I keep my important possessions on my data drive.
Humans don't have a total recall like you do.
Ah, that is true. Ramona seemed more concerned with it being a gift from a friend than as an item of importance in its own right. Perhaps it is necessity to keep such things around as tokens from better times. Perhaps I should pick up a few things from the apartment. Whatever's left. I do have perfect recall, but a few of Hayden's things would be nice reminders. Memories are better for remembering than reading. But that's enough navel-gazing. Let's head back outside so our benefactor can make the trade.
Hey, friends, what can we get for you? What are you having?
The usual, please.
Coming right up. I'll ask Gus if I don't know what it is. He's better with the weird kind of stuff people ask for these days. Some of these cocktails make me need a spa day.
Ooh.
Sorry about stealing your thunder. This one is...
Chocolate ain't never clear.
Does that sound good? Here you go.
If I have had a touch Allegri yet, not literally. Closest thing I ever had to that is I like to do the following. I like to get chocolate milk, be it made with syrup or powder, and add some Irish cream to that. And it comes up really good. Sometimes I make a variation of that using amaretto instead. But that's enough booze talk. Oh, I forgot my drink. Whoops. Oh well.
Y'all do the deal?
Everclear is like hard booze. Yeah, it's like vodka, I guess, but it's like made of grain.
How did it go?
We left the poster behind the cabinet. Now we just need to wait for the switch.
I've never had to wait more than 5 minutes or so before. It shouldn't take long. I wonder how he knows the drop happened, and gets to it so fast.
Don't matter. This guy's a solid feed, even if he likes to mess around.
What do you need these passports for anyway? You said to trade for information, but what's the full story?
Without going into too much detail, our informant needs to get out of Neo SF unnoticed. The passports are one part of that. We also need to obtain an untraceable car. I don't suppose the two of you could help with that?
No way, dude! Grand Theft Auto is a felony with a capital F! Besides, getting an untraceable car ain't in the same league as a piece of plastic that'll fool a hand scanner.
Chad's right.
Course I'm right.
The city's traffic management system keeps track of all vehicles passively, even if you manage to circumvent their firmware and keep them from actively reporting to the network. You have to spoof the car as something permitted to be invisible for the CTOS to ignore it.
I don't want to mess with boosting cars anyway. The junks run that racket in Neo SF, and they don't play nice.
Especially with the HR.
Well, Thank you, either way. You've both done us a huge favor. Call it even for the apartment.
Yeah, Blue. No hard feelings. You give us a call if you need anything else, long as it'll help you find your pops.
We should get going, though. We were supposed to be home hours ago.
My dad won't notice, but Ollie's will flip. You take care. Don't get derezzed.
Take care, kids.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Don't let the cyber bugs bite.
Let's finish the trade inside.
All right.
Welcome to Stardust.
Nothing. No. Okay. All right.
Here the passports are, just as advertised. Now we need to find a car. Jess is right over there. Perhaps she may know someone who can lend a hand.
Sure, but you do the talking.
Good thinking.
Oh, look. It's my favorite human and the mechanical sidekick. Did you find your guy? Or wait, let me guess. There's something else you need from me. Well, you haven't been terrible to deal with so far, so I'm willing to hear you out. Barely.
We need access to an untraceable car. An informant of ours needs to get out of the city without attracting the attention of Parallax, and is offering valuable information to us in exchange.
Seriously? Jesus, what kind of shit is in your life anyway? Actually, don't answer that. I don't want to be legally liable. I'm not sure why you think just because I defend a few folks in the rougher parts of the city that I would have that kind of connection. And even if one of my clients did run a carjacking business, it's not like society is clamoring to give hybrids legal jobs. Regardless, I'm not going to be an accessory to a felony, or let one of my clients be either. I won't go down that path. I wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Is there any possible way you could give us any kind of lead at all?
I know we're reaching, but this is important.
You just don't quit, do you? Okay, let me think. This might be a long shot, but you could try asking Majid. There are rumors he may have been involved in some shady stuff way back in the day. He'll probably be reluctant to talk about it, but there's a free lead for you. Get me another drink in exchange, will you? Later.
Sure. What are you into anyway?
That went better than expected. I wonder if my charm is starting to pay off for us. Oh, you performed admirably as well. Onward we go.
Okay. That looks like beer, so maybe I'll just get a beer, I guess. Hey, Majid.
Hey, friends. What can we get for you?
We were hoping you could give us a little information.
Sure, but first, let's get you a drink. What'll it be?
You have beer, right? Here.
Coming right up. I'll ask Gus if I don't know what it is.
Dude, it's just beer.
He's better with the weird kind of stuff people ask for these days.
Majid.
Some of these cocktails make me need a spa day.
Majid, that's just beer.
This one is
Beer. It's beer. Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yes.
Here you go. So, what did you need help with?
We've run into a roadblock in our search for Hayden.
Word on the street is that he's gone missing, which I'm sure you already know. What can I do?
Yes. An informant of ours needs secure transportation out of the city, but we don't have any contacts who would be able to get us an untraceable car.
Hey, wait a minute. Yeah, I know that poster. Anyway.
Jess mentioned that you used to engage in certain extra-legal activities. Perhaps you could point us towards someone who could help?
He doesn't do that kind of stuff anymore.
Right. Sorry, friends. I left that life behind a long time ago. Don't really keep in touch with that crew anymore.
Ah, of course. Completely understandable. Sorry to bother you then.
Well, no harm in asking, right? My reputation precedes me.
Don't let it go to your head.
Gus, I need to go to the back and gather up stuff to restock for the rush later on. Mind manning the bar for me?
Take your time. I think I can keep things under control.
Thanks. Love you, hun.
Well, that leaves us at a dead end. Any ideas on how we should proceed? Some nose-to-the-ground journalist techniques for finding leads?
Maybe we could ask Tomcat for help?
No, Tomcat has already stuck their neck out for us too often. I feel a little bad about how much we've relied on them as it is. And besides, this is a considerably more felonious action. Morally, we should be dirtying our own hands.
What about going through Jess's friends directly?
That might be our only option. Though, last time we had to have Jess vouch for us so we wouldn't get sold for parts. Well, I'd get sold for parts. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that happens to humans too, but that's for a different story.
Can you even use human parts for anything?
We'll talk about that later.
Regardless, we might have to chance it. I hope you can ask around without drawing too much attention to us.
Oh, come on. Okay, the two of you are killing me here. Look, don't tell Majid about this. But, here.
Oh, alright.
What is this, Gus?
It's an automated vehicle maintenance scanner with a few less than standard upgrades. When you circumvent its security codes, you can use it to scan a car's installed firmware and replace it with a new set that will spoof its presence on the city's network. That's the gist of it, but we don't have time to get into any specifics. You need to get the hell out of here with that before Majid gets back.
Why the urgency?
Look, Majid has done a lot to turn his life around, to turn my life around. I really respect that about him, and it's part of why I fell in love with him. He did what I was never able to. That's how we met, you know? That old rough and tumble life we both led. But when Stardust struggled and needed money fast, I had to get back in the game to keep us afloat for a few years. I told him it was all angel loans, donations from patrons, lots of things. He'd be heartbroken if he found out I'm still in the game. I had to do whatever I could to keep our new life, even if only one of us is really living it. I may as well give this thing to someone who wants to use it for good, too.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate this, Gus. We might finally be on our way to solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, you didn't get it from me, okay?
Sure. I mean, I only get drinks for you anyway.
Just get out of here and get on with your little Grand Theft Auto. And let me know how it goes, okay?
Of course!
That's funny, I cannot interact with it at all. Alright, I'm leaving. Bye Majid, bye Gus, love you guys. Oh, I forgot to give her the beer. Okay. Why don't you have a voice here? I'm curious. Hold on, I'm just curious about something.
Welcome to Stardust.
Hey Majid, let's try this again.
Hey, friends. What are you having? Coming right up. I'll ask. He's better with a weird.
Sorry. This one is...
Does that sound good? Here you go.
Huh. Actually did it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you scored a point. But don't think I don't have enough cuties around who can handle that.
That's fine.
You've got more important things to be doing. Get a move on.
Alright. That was fair enough. Alright. Now let's see. I think... I think I'd rather... Oh wait a minute. First I'm going to check this place. 2061 model is more popular among car experts though.
It has an extra cup holder.
The Kosio Corporation office buildings employs a pretty fancy interactive screen out front. If they can keep it outdoors, the electrical work, it must be on the another level. What do you have here? Perfect for letting everyone know you spent a fortune on credit cards. Oh, alright. I think there's still nothing to see here. Let's get out of here. Let's try with Melody. Hello? Hi, Pat.
Hello, Pat. Could we see Melody? I guess that means yes?
Hi, Melody. We got a little favor to ask.
Turing, I'm not saying I don't like seeing your little pixelated face. You're certainly better company than most of the humans I have to deal with.
Nice to know.
But I am a busy woman, you know? Lots to do. Right, Pat? Traitor. Anyway, maybe we should space these little visits out a good bit further. Familiarity breeds contempt, after all. And I'm very good at contempt.
I apologize, Aunt Melody. You've stated before that you like your peace and quiet, but we need your assistance.
Oh, we're running with the aunt thing, are we? Another woman would tell you not to butter her up, but oh, flattery will get you everywhere with me. All right, what do you need?
Yeah.
I can only imagine. If he's willing to turn coat on Parallax, I bet he feels like a mouse in a cat farm. I know they don't actually farm cats, Pat. It was a metaphor.
You know, never mind, let's move on.
Whatever, it was a simile then. I am not going to play semantics with you. Moving on. Tell me what the trouble is, and I'll try to conjure up a solution.
We're going to need to pay for the information.
Yes, Mr. Mensa says he needs 100,000 credits before he's willing to speak openly. He also said that you already promised it to him, and that he won't be able to get out of the city without it. He'll give us the information once we have that, plus a few other things I'm certain we can get on our own.
What? You can't even scrape together that kind of money?
Frankly, what do you think we do?
Your friend's not much of a journalist, eh, Turing?
What are you talking about?
According to the statistics that I have found, it is unlikely that a journalist of any caliber less than the best would have that amount of liquid assets on hand.
What Turing said.
The pay for the profession just isn't that high, Aunt Melody.
If any at all, frankly.
Oh, I see. I guess it's one of those jobs people do because they get free review merchandise, eh?
Sure.
I can get you the money, Turing, but only because you're family. Just give Pat a few minutes to gather it. Yeah, just keep moving, you big brute. While we wait, is there anything else you want to grill me over? Might as well save us both another visit.
Maybe Turing has something to ask?
I do. It's a little personal, though. I'd understand if you didn't feel like answering.
Just shoot, Turing. I can take it.
Long ago, you lost your mother. I was wondering, how did you deal with it? Hayden's only been gone for a few days, and I already feel like my circuits are going to lock up for good.
Oh, Turing, I'm not the right person to ask. I hated my mother. She's everything I thought wrong in the world, and when she was gone, I felt nothing but relief that I could start undoing the damage she did. Never mind the fact I had to watch her waste away from the cancer. Death was a blessing for us both. Besides, you'll find Hayden soon. Keep your chin up.
blast it! Enough with this subterfuge! We already know Hayden was killed.
Oh, no.
I won't be getting him back.
I'm sorry, Turi. I still don't know what to tell you. I've lost people, but never anyone close enough to wound me. I don't know that I've ever had anyone close enough to do that. If you feel like talking about it, I'm willing to listen. Or make Pat do it anyway.
Thank you. I don't know.
Stick it out. Time heals all wounds. Or so they say. This too shall pass.
How smart is Pat, really?
Smarter than I give him credit for, that's for sure. It's not the easiest thing in the world to measure, you know? He doesn't process language in the same way humans do, and even if he can understand me, my translation program just guesses at what he says most of the time.
Oh, you have a translator running from your neural implant.
Ah, yes, I'm cheating. Though, honestly, even without it, I have a pretty good idea of what he means most of the time. We've been together for a while now. Considering it only really works on large, typically predatory mammals, we don't have a lot of test subjects. It's a minefield of ethical concerns beyond just being prohibitively expensive. So Pat is a bear apart, at least until we can figure out how to apply the modified neural pathways without frying the brains of 90% of the subjects.
You know, just statistically.
The tech we developed is good. It just has a damned high mortality rate. Maybe one day there will be a bunch of talking tigers and dolphins building cities in the sea, but for now, we're stuck with creating beasts out of our own species.
It seems a little sad that you're all alone except for a bear.
Being alone is easier, and Pat isn't such bad company. I mean, what do you want me to do? Cry about never having a husband, a few kids, and a white picket fence? I had a company to run, and my mother's legacy to fix. What's to say some spawn of mine wouldn't do the exact same thing to my flower, just the other way around?
That's not a bad point.
This branch of the Flores line will do well without any more knives being inserted in backs. Thank you very much.
You have that much enmity for your mother?
Have you seen what she did to North Korea? It's a wasteland of death and destruction.
Good heavens.
If we had kept going down the path she charted, the whole world would be like that.
The information on the mesh does seem to paint a grim picture.
Grim barely scratches the surface. I've been there. At least under the Kims it was barely functional. Now, my mother's monsters have ripped every last resemblance of humanity from the land. They stalk the night like horrific creatures of legend, keeping the populace in line through constant fear. A horror story straight out of the pages of Bram Stoker. That's her legacy. So I can't imagine I'd be a very good mother, just from the example I have to work with. That's life. I don't have any more regrets than anyone else my age does. My legacy will speak for itself, as my mother's did.
We are short in time.
Oh, just in time then. Take the cash and get moving.
Ooh, this thing is heavy.
I can finally get back to whatever it was I was doing before you burst in here.
Thank you, Aunt Melody. Your help has been invaluable to us.
Yes, yes. Brown nose later. You've got things to do too.
Well, see you later, Pat. See you later, Melody. See you later, Cat.
I did not think I would feel such a strong resonance with Melody. We're connected by the barest of threads, but she is already important to me. Is that strange?
Maybe you're both lonely.
Very possible. I guess there's nothing to do but run with it. Some gifts are too valuable to look at too closely, lest they vanish into thin air, and I already have a penchant for overanalyzing things. Let's get moving. We still have things to do before we can meet back up with Mr. Mensa.
Before I continue, I kinda wanna save because we haven't done that in a while. Save? Yes. Grand Theft and Robo. That's better.
Detective Rivers, to what do we owe the pleasure?
Hello, Lexi.
I wanted to check in with you away from the prying eyes of my corporate masters. It wasn't too hard to track you down here. Only took a slight abuse of power to follow your credit transactions in the AutoCAD system.
Oh. Were you able to find anything out?
Not much. Listen, I've hit a dead end on the investigation again, and I could really use another lead from the two of you. I had been busy hunting down I'm not sure if I want to call him a soldier of fortune or an assassin for hire. Either way, I tracked this guy down to see if he might have been hired by Parallax to snatch Hayden, but he's got an ironclad alibi for the relevant period of time. That leaves me with nothing. Nada. Jack diddly shit. Do the two of you have anything to give me? Otherwise, I'm back to hunting down the froyo-hating robot ghost in the park. At least my superiors would be ecstatic, considering how much they keep riding my ass about it.
We're on thin leads ourselves, Detective Rivers. We have a meeting with someone from inside Parallax who might be able to give us answers, but he's unlikely to want to talk to the police. I just wish this... Never mind.
Buck up, Turing. I wish this was easier too. But with detective work, sometimes it's not about being clever. It's just about being more dogged and relentless than whoever you're chasing. You two are my new deputies, right? So keep your nose to the ground and keep digging. I still have a few contacts I can hit up to try finding out a little more. You let me know if there's anything else I need to be going after.
We will. Thanks, Lexi.
Yeah, sure. Just get going. Don't forget, if you die, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Alright.
Okay then, we only have a single lead. If Parallax really is as shady as Vincent seems to suspect, it could end up very interesting. Let's see if we can put an end to this. Finally. Oh, I just received an email from Tomcat. Oh. They finished decrypting Hayden's data cache. It seems that it was filled mostly with his personal logs about my creation and mental development. The more technical information was already scraped. Perhaps that is why it was left behind when they snatched him. Still, these files should be enlightening, if only in a personal way. I'll peruse them in my spare time and let you know if I find anything interesting. I'd hate for all the trouble we went to be for nothing.
We still need a car. Time to look for a car.
It has an extra cup holder.
This one too? Nothing to see here. I haven't been much over here. No one's available at the moment. Alright. Hello?
It has an
Nah, not the hospital. Market Street? Nothing to see here either. Let's go back home for now. Hello.
You really pulled it off. I'm impressed.
Well, they're sparkling to the heavens. Top grade jade. Alright, glad that's good for now. Stack of paper of your unpublished novel. Of course. More disgusting stuff. Nothing to see here, I guess.
Ready to head out?
Okay, I guess we can try any car then. Alright. Let's steal a car for the police department. Nah. Fine. I'll use one of those here. I'll try with this one.
Success! This vehicle has the appropriate firmware version.
Cool.
Someone has been neglecting their regularly scheduled updates. Give me a moment to get everything installed. There. There are some other options here I can fool around with. Ah, interesting. I can put in preset destination plans for a future date. Why don't we go ahead and set a plan for the car to return to this spot in a week? That's more than enough time for Mr. Mensa to get away. Now we aren't really stealing the car.
I guess.
More like borrowing without asking.
Alright. I feel better already.
Me too. The car will drive itself to Golden Gate Park, and we can show Mr. Mensa where it is when we meet him. There. Everything should be set up now.
Bye, car.
Mr. Mensa is waiting for us at Golden Gate Park. We have everything he requested, so we should head back there directly.
I guess this is what I call an automobile. Alright. guy.
Hey, did you manage to get everything?
We did. Here you go, Vincent.
Take care of that, it's heavy. Yeah, let's throw this away somewhere safe.
Everything seems to be in order. Here.
Perfecto.
This disk has all of Hayden's research notes, data collation algorithms, and probably lots on your creation, Turing. It should be everything myself and Melody agreed upon, until she added an amendment while you were out. Frankly, it's no skin off my back. Here. It's my Parallax employee badge. It should allow you access to their networks in case there's anything I've missed. You'll want to use that sooner rather than later. I'm not wasting any time leaving, and Parallax is pretty fast to revoke security. There's no way Hayden's clearance still works. And with that, I'm going to get the hell out of this country. The credit should tide me over until the heat dies down and I liquefy my shares through some relays.
What about the big prize you mentioned earlier?
I suppose I owe you that much. Buckle up. This could get heavy. Parallax is about to launch a new service they're calling Big Blue.
Alright.
At least, that's the project name. Who knows what the marketing guys will come up with for the public.
They haven't named the project yet?
They're not even announcing the launch. This shit is dead quiet. Let me explain why. It's a distributed intelligence.
Beg your pardon?
Like, okay, in every way that Hayden built Turing to be elegant, efficient, and human-like, Big Blue is ham-fisted, bloated, and sterile.
Sterile?
They didn't pull Hayden into the project. He's smart, but he's immune to corporate politics. As a result, Big Blue is far less elegant than anything Hayden would make. It lacks his artistry, and it's downright terrifying. It squats on the mesh like a spider and uses the spare processing power and memory from every ROM on the network to handle its intelligence processing. It doesn't have much personality, but it's very smart. Big Blue is going to be embedded directly into the network and then self-modified to apply even more efficient algorithms as it develops them in machine time. Look, if you access every ROM, then you have access to every human and every bit of their own personal data associated with them.
How these Parallax be worried enough to get rid of Hayden?
I don't want you to take what I'm saying the wrong way, and this is just me putting the pieces together. Hayden was about to publish his creation of Turing. His findings, as I'm sure you're aware of, would have raised many moral and ethical questions about the advent of machine intelligence. I mean, some of the brightest minds ever have tried to warn humankind away from building real AI. Hawking, Musk, Gates, and the list goes on. The public is likely to be nervous, and legislators even more so. Parallax is banking on being able to launch Big Blue quietly and quickly before the public has a chance to react. Before any counter-movement can pick up steam. Every eye on the discovery of machine intelligence works against Parallax. Every new discovery only serves to paint Big Blue as more controversial, more dangerous. Honestly, they probably pressured Hayden to drop his research so that they could keep the public away from the subject. He clearly refused.
How does Parallax know about Turing?
I'm only assuming they found out. His contract with Parallax affords him the freedom to work on his own academic projects outside of the company in his free time. I guess it's one of the perks of being the smartest guy in the room. He kept a trusted few of us up to date on his progress, bouncing ideas off us and whatnot. It's exciting stuff, both Turing and Hayden's eventual goal down that road. I wouldn't be surprised if word of it got up to the board and made him nervous. Is the possibility that someone on the inside talked too far-fetched?
I knew it all along. Hayden fell into trouble because of my existence.
That's not what I want your takeaway to be. Hayden wasn't working on Big Blue. Knowing him, your creation might have been his clever way to stop it.
How will Big Blue impact Parallax's statement? Business.
I can't really give you a good answer to that. I mean, the company is currently handled by a dozen server farms, running thousands of different algorithms with hundreds of people tweaking things every day. When Big Blue launches, it'll handle all of that, by itself. And there are shadier applications for it. I mean, if you can collate and analyze data and queries in the mesh in real time, what's to stop you from delivering the content you want rather than what the user wants? The potential for abuse is staggering. We're talking direct control of the information accessible to everyone who uses Parallax's services. That's something like 80% of the market. They could control elections, push the market in directions they want, even influence public opinion. All just by asking Big to do it. It's scary stuff. Having that kind of control would be a hell of a card for Parallax's hand. They'll go to pretty significant lengths to make sure it works.
Thank you, Vincent.
Hey, no problem. I've had enough of this cutthroat corporate bullshit for several lifetimes. We haven't talked much, but I do believe you can find Hayden. I hope his research notes help you out. Be sure to let Turing help. She's a bright little bug.
She? Huh. I think coloring goes by day.
Oh, slip of the tongue. I was just more familiar with Hayden's previous experiment, Grace.
Oh.
She was very insistent on things like that.
I've been meaning to ask Turing, since you asked me, how would you like to be addressed?
Well, honestly, I don't think I've made my mind up yet. I'm still a very new being. I'm not even positive that gender as a human concept can be applied identically to machine, but I do enjoy the idea in abstract. I will continue to consider how I wish to be referred to as well. Until then, feel free to go with what you feel.
Very well.
If I had to make a choice, perhaps they is most appropriate. Most people assume it, obviously, but he is also consistently used. Perhaps it's because I'm blue?
Oh my god. I'm listening to a machine postulate on how it wants to be referred to. Like us. What have you done indeed, Hayden? Good luck to both of you.
Thank you, Mr. Mensa.
Be safe.
I need a few minutes.
How can I help?
I've been going through some of Hayden's personal notes from the data cache Tomcat decrypted. Now that I'm starting to get to know Hayden better, the real Hayden as opposed to the Hayden he showed me, I'm finding that I like him less and less. For example, remember the earlier prototype Dr. Fairlight and Vincent mentioned?
What about
Her
it?
name was Grace, and Hayden shut her down for being... I'm not even sure what word to use. Too likable? She was kind and bright, and did all she could to try to make people happy. She even decided that she was a girl, and that her favorite color was pink. Hayden thought she was being manipulative. He posited that he had made her personality algorithms too willing to make adaptations that would benefit her long-term survival, and that she was being congenial just to endear herself to him. That even her gender was a calculated attempt to make him like her more. But he was wrong. Dead wrong, in fact. I have a snapshot of her personality profiles here, and when I compare them to my own, I can see that she was just nice.
Herself.
She was genuinely good, in the same way I'm genuinely obsessed with seeming intelligent. I wish I could have met her. I think we would have learned from each other. Like I said, I'm not sure I even have a gender. Everyone refers to me as he once they meet me just for convenience, but it doesn't really matter to me at all. Is that a calculated attempt on my part to impress Hayden, not clinging to normativity? Or is it a product of his effort to curb any nascent similarities I had with Grace during my upbringing? I wish I could yell at him for being so arrogant, playing God in the crudest of ways. You can't choose to create consciousness and then take it away just like that. Even so, for all of that, I don't know. I still miss him. This all seems so inane, so senseless. They killed him because him building me would mess with a product launch? That's ridiculous. They took him away from me for such an insignificant reason. I just want him back. It's impossible, but it's what I want. I'd do anything.
It's normal to feel like this, Soaring.
I'm aware of the Kubler-Ross model of grief. I think I'm somewhere between anger and bargaining. A testament to Hayden's craftsmanship. Thank you for your words. You're a better friend than I could have asked for. We have other pressing avenues of inquiry to make. Let's move on.
From this point onwards, I have absolutely no idea of what comes next. I believe this is where I left my game behind last time I tried playing it.
Okay, let's check out what is going on at KCOB now.
Oh, yeah, I always forget. Oh well.
Let's keep it the path we're on.
Alright.
Ready to head out?
Yep.
Here we are. The COS.io Corporation office building. It looks like most of the businesses on this block are a part of the same corporate coalition under COS.io.
Yeah, I heard they had like a lot of hand around them. Is that important?
Well, perhaps. At the very least, it means it's unlikely they're the ones interfering with Augmented Eye's articles. Not impossible, but unlikely.
How so?
Generally, the companies in a coalition don't have a whole lot of overlap. Augmented Eye is a news app focused on local tech and culture stories, with an emphasis on hybrids' rights and cybernetics issues. None of the other companies in the coalition cover news, so they aren't related at all, which is very much standard practice for these groups. They have nothing to gain by inviting companies with whom they compete, and thus none of them would benefit by trying to undermine Augmented Eye's credibility as a news source.
Can you tell me more about these coalitions?
In the early 2020s, the California government was pretty much going bankrupt. A poor national economy and repeated voter initiatives meant the state didn't have the tax revenue to continue running municipal services. They kept pushing the tax burden down the totem pole until poorer cities were just flat broke. No police, no road work, complete public service collapse. Then, one of the smaller cities sold all of their public infrastructure, police and fire included, to a private corporation.
That really doesn't sound like a good idea.
This was eventually challenged in court, but several Silicon Valley corporations started a grassroots initiative to have citizens pass an amendment to the state constitution allowing it. They succeeded, and most of the major cities in the state sold off their public services to private corporations.
That sounds like a really bad idea.
Some places, like Los Angeles, just sold to the highest bidder. Which is probably why LA is essentially in a constant gang turf war, with one side wearing the uniforms of the studio-owned police forces.
I'm listening.
The cities in the Bay Area were a little more selective, and most of the municipal services are owned by multi-corporation coalitions. They split the bill of running the city between them and keep each other from being too corrupt in their usage of the police force and such, from fear of a PR disaster and being kicked out of the coalition. It means there isn't as much money going around, which is why the NSFPD's equipment is out of date and the meshnet is so successful over normal cable networks. After all, without the promise of a city infrastructure bought and paid for, the corporations all treat running the city like a charity and PR stunt. But at least the police aren't irredeemably corrupt. The fire trucks still show up on time, and the water runs to all parts of the city.
Sheer objectivism, huh?
That can't be said for some areas of the state.
I didn't realize things were that bad elsewhere. Why hasn't the federal government stepped in?
I haven't spent enough time learning about the subject, or politics in general, to give you an educated answer.
That's fair.
If I go by the posts people make on the meshnet, I'd say a combination of having bigger fish to fry and caving to corporate pressure. People seem certain that the larger multinational companies would love to be able to buy their own towns on a national scale, and are pumping money into Congress to try and make that happen. They hold up Neo-SF as an example of their success, while trying to bury the problems in LA as an anomaly. Combine that with unrest abroad, and I guess they don't have a whole lot of motivation to try and stop it. Historical precedent seems to lend credence to this interpretation, if you're willing to believe my hasty readings on the subject.
Fair enough. Thanks for filling me in.
You're welcome. I am happy to assist.
I think we got things to do.
The Meshnet says Augmented Eye's SF office is run by an individual named Zin, and Tomcat confirmed she's expecting us. All we have to do now is head up and talk to her. No shenanigans this time.
Alright. That is if the shenanigans don't get us first. What is this? Ooh, posters. Are they flowers? Never mind. Hello, little guy. Design for office and high-level account maintenance. What a busy little guy. Hello, Zen.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Augmented Eye. You must be the journalist my network admin said would be showing up. Have a seat. Would you like a drink?
Well, it will be nice.
My assistant will bring it right away. Look, I'll start off by saying I'm a little uncomfortable about bringing in another journalist to look into this. Whatever you dig up, I'll have to explain to the rest of the press. But it's still better than the other options. Chances are I have another corporation scoping out my territory. If they aren't in the coalition, they'll be expecting a corporate spy, not a news hound. If they are in the coalition, it won't look good for me to send in my own reporters against my allies. Even if I do end up being right. So if I'm damned either way, I'd rather it be by the media. At least then we can fight back on a familiar battlefield. Now, what do you know about our problem here?
Well, someone is tampering with your articles in the match.
That's the long and short of it. My network admin is pulling their hair out over it. I'm not going to pretend I understand everything they say, but from what I understand, the changes to our articles aren't being made from inside our network. The versions on our servers are still the originals, but at some point after they hit the mesh, they get changed. I'm hoping that you can do some digging, maybe hit up your contacts and get a lead on who might be doing it. Even if I have to get answers from the nightly news, it will be a big help.
What kind of changes are being made?
Mostly little things. Word choice, tone of the writing, things that make the writer appear more or less extreme on a topic. So far, almost all of the edits seem to be making our articles more positive on new technologies coming out, and more critical of organizations like the Human Revolution. That's actually what tipped us off. A harsh criticism one of my writers made about the Human Revolution protests was changed to be downright vitriolic, and I had a hell of a time putting out the fires. My writers and readers aren't exactly fans of them, but I'd rather not pick fights with the Human Revolution if I don't have to.
Yeah, we have crossed fire before. We're so sure this is an inside job.
I guess I'm not, but my network admin assures me it's all coming from somewhere else. They told me that they tore out all of the routers that broadcast to the mesh and replaced them with fresh ones. All kinds of tricks involving IP addresses and DNS changes that I'm not going to even begin to claim to understand. I pay them big bucks, so I'm inclined to believe them unless you dig up something that tells me otherwise.
Do you have any idea where I should start looking?
Not really. My admin says that only someone with intimate access to Parallax's network protocols could make these kind of changes as something passes across the net. Personally, I think it's a clever hacker rather than someone inside Parallax itself. The public trust rating of Parallax makes them look like a saint among wolves, so their control over the mesh network provisions is strangling. It's trivially easy to set up ROMs to use a different OS than LIPS or a different meshnet protocol without that trust. Or, you know, Parallax is abusing its power to spread pro-tech propaganda. Doubtful they need to. I'm sure you'll be a good journo and bring me back the right answer.
Okay, that's a start.
I know tin hat conspiracies aren't an ideal start, but it's the best we can do with the info we have. Anything else I can tell you, off the record? If you want it on the record, it'll cost you your firstborn and a really good cigar.
Can you think of any reason why you're being targeted?
Like what? There isn't much more I can tell you about Augmented Eye, really. It's a fairly simple and straightforward operation, if I say so myself. We started off in Venezuela as a sleek current events and news organization in 2055. Almost 10 years ago now. We focus on more in-depth reporting of on-the-street happenings, on top of major news. We are one of the few good ones left. Once folks in other cities saw the type of reporting we do, they all clamored for it. They invested in the right places, and it paid off. COS-IO Corp is happy to have us here in Neo SF. It wasn't until hybrid tech started hitting the public sphere that we had to make any changes to our model. All of that said, I can't see why anyone would target us. Unless they're just trying to embroil us in a mudslinging match with the human revolution, and there are much more direct ways of making that happen.
Know if anyone else has articles being manipulated?
Alright, look. I wasn't going to tell you this. If it gets out, I'd have to answer some really hard questions. So, you didn't hear this from me. You might want to go check out TMI Entertainment and Charlie Nova. That's all I'll say. And remember, you take a bite out of him with my name as your defense, I drop you fast.
I don't even know you, girl. What's the real reason you're bringing outside help? A journalist shouldn't be able to handle digging up some dirt on a hacker.
What? Not wanting to answer prying questions from my coalition board isn't a good enough reason? 'Cause I'd really like to avoid that. And look, you've covered culture wars, right?
Sure.
My journalists are good, but they're mostly good at gadget reviews, implant releases, not taking too many stims so they remember what they did at raves for the after-party reports. This needs an investigative journalist with serious contacts, not tech personalities. The fact that my network admin recommended you to me means you probably know the right people. Now, does that cover it? I'd like to remove my nose from your ass.
That's it for now. I'll get back to you if I have more questions.
No, don't bother. In hindsight, I probably should have been a bit more circumspect about speaking to you.
Okay.
Plausible deniability and all that. I won't ask you to lie in anything you write, but do remember you got in contact with me not even second-hand, but third-hand. I certainly didn't sick you on anyone. Wink wink, nudge nudge, or whatever. If you need anything else, have your person get with my person. Don't come here directly. Now, I'd show you the door, but you know the way. And this isn't the only fire I'm trying to put out. Good luck, and goodbye.
Goodbye, Zim.
Well, that was more confrontational than I'd have expected, considering she was the one needing help. She never brought you that water, either.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Is it always like this?
She knows the game, but we didn't walk away with nothing.
Very true. I will admit that I am interested in the possibility of a link back to Parallax. If all of this really is due to somebody manipulating the mesh net on the inside, it may give us the leverage we need to find out what happened to Hayden once and for all. That said, I will take care not to get my hopes up. We should make no assumptions when investigating, lest we lead ourselves down a false path. Anyway, seems like our next step is... What the...
What? Are you okay, Turing? Hello? Whoa. 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 Goodness gracious.
What the... That's Sin!
What the hell happened?
She was defenestrated.
The what?
Emergency services are already on the way, and we are severely ill-equipped to help her. We should head back to her office and see if we can determine what happened here. This is how we dispense justice, right? It looks like the desk has been cleared off. Let's take a look around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence. The police will be here soon.
Shit. Is that an SNES? Bad time for this. Oh, jeez. It's not made of wood, but you can still knock on it. Alright. What is this? Oh no. It's still evidence. Alright. Even a roll like that doesn't deserve a man like this.
Her personal computer is not password protected at the moment. Give me a moment to look through her files. Best to keep your fingerprints off of the keyboard. Most of this isn't very interesting. Committee reports, financials, article submissions. Oh, here we go. According to this email between Zin and her network admin, her lead on TMI Entertainment is a little more solid than she led us to believe. The admin ran a web crawler looking for changes in writing styles. Some blog posts by their head anchor Charlie Nova stood out like a sore thumb. Apparently he's a bit pompous, if in an affable way, and his blog usually just details his day-to-day life. But ever since the human revolution has been in town, he's been smearing them with more venom than you'd expect, considering how neutral his on-air reporting has been. Zin seemed to think he was just complaining about the protesters fouling up traffic, and whoever is manipulating these posts spun it to make him look critical of the movement as a whole. Just like the augmented eye journalist. This Charlie fellow is the one we need to talk to.
Who's Chucky? Aw, man. What did she have anyway? Yeah. Oh. Here you are, picking up video games after you've been told repeatedly to worry out of this. Alright. I should have picked that up before. Same with the plant. Okay.
We can't leave without finding a clue.
Oh.
Let's continue looking around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence.
Wait. Oh shit. Oh wait. Maybe. Oh. Hey, where's my... Okay. What is that noise? What's going on? What is this? Motivational poster and crime scene. Now it's ironic. Crap. What else is there to see? Feel generically inspired. Okay. Okay, I guess we gotta check out the window.
My thermal sensors only detect a single set of lingering footprints, and they end almost 3 feet away from the window. Considering the density of this glass, I can't imagine Zin jumped from that far and managed to throw herself through the pane without help. But who could have done it? I don't see any obvious marks on the floor or any other thermal hotspots.
You're saying no one else was here?
It doesn't look like it. We should go. There isn't anything else here, and the police are almost on the scene.
Son of a...
Whoa, hey.
I should have figured the two of you would be here. You just won't stay out of trouble no matter what I say, will you?
Lexi, we didn't touch anything.
I assure you, Detective Rivers, we are merely in the wrong place at the wrong time. We had an appointment with Zin to discuss a possible lead and found her office in this state of disrepair.
Of course you did. Damn it. Fine. Get the hell out of here before anyone else shows up. We'll chat about the case more when I'm not busy scraping bodies off the pavement. You hear me?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Certainly, Detective Rivers. I'll forward you a report of what we know immediately, and we can speak further at a later time.
Yeah, whatever. Get moving.
Ooh. Because it's better this way. We are chasing smoke trails. You think she would assist such an unlikely investigation? I do not need you to infer upon my motivations or highlight my duplicity. Detective Rivers has every bit of information that Zin gave us on that computer. Her investigation will not be hampered by our absence, whereas ours is halted if we're stuck giving answers she can just as well get from a hard drive. Literally. Has it occurred to you that whoever threw Zin out of that window could be after the same thing we are, except to silence the story rather than to get it out? We have little time for fooling about and must get to Charlie Nova before something happens to him too. Now, unless you have further recriminations to level at me, we must not squander the time my dishonesty bought us. I have highlighted the main Neo-SF offices for TMI Entertainment on your map.
That came out ruder than I expected from me.
Let's go!
Let's get the hell out of here.
I hope some pity for me still remains, considering my recent tone, because I'm honestly not sure where we should start. I suppose we should just ask the receptionist to point us to somebody who can answer our questions.
Do you know anything about TMI Entertainment?
Honestly, you do have your own mesh access, yes? I'm quite certain you can handle all the casual searches you might feel like making.
Okay, I think Turing is in a bad mood, so I'll try to level up on the questions next time.
We hardly have time for me to blather out every bit of exposition you desire when you could just go look it up on your own.
I'm sorry, Turing.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just a bit on edge. Things are barreling out of our control, and I'm taking it out on you. Forgive me. Let me pull up the information you requested.
Forget about it. Tell me about Charlie Nova.
Charlie Nova is TMI Entertainment's most popular TV personality. He's gotten consistently high ratings for almost a decade and isn't afraid to tell you about it. The chatter on the mesh paints him as a bit arrogant, but in that loud, backslapping kind of way that a media star can get away with. He's best known for hosting Star in the Stratosphere. It's one of those talent-seeking reality programs. Apparently, when TMI can't organically discover enough celebrities, they just manufacture them. Oh, and also, according to this blog, Charlie's hair is flawless.
Why don't you tell me about TMI? Maybe now that you're calm, you could be cool with telling me about it.
TMI Entertainment is a relatively popular celebrity and gossip news conglomerate. They own OK Today. They did a good job transitioning from the traditional media models of television and news to the net-based model prevalent now. pioneered by their digital newspaper, OK Today's The Scan Line. Some might call their programs rags, but opinion on the mesh seems more favorable than not. They stick to mostly good-natured prying and lean away from the seedier nastiness that paparazzi can get up to.
I'll be right back. And I'm back. Sorry about that.
As such, they have a positive relationship with many celebrities and regularly get exclusive scoops that keep their ratings up, despite their refusal to peddle in the darker side of the celebrity news circuit.
Got it. Hello, receptionist.
Welcome to TMI Entertainment Incorporated. Do you have an appointment?
No, we need to talk to Charlie Nova.
I really can't let you in without an appointment. I can maybe pencil you in for next Wednesday?
We don't have time for this! People's lives are on the line here, and all you care about is an appointment?
The ring. No. Calm down, Turing.
Oh, look, if it's that important, I can buzz you through to sympathy.
Sympathy.
But she isn't going to be very happy about being bothered off schedule, so don't get your hopes up. And, try not to make her too mad. I'll be the one dealing with the fallout.
Got it.
Right, of course. I apologize. We will be as tactful as possible, I assure you.
Okay, she's over on the other side of the room. Head straight there, because she doesn't like it when people bother the talent.
Hello?
Hey, you! Over here, now.
Me?
What are you doing bothering my people?
Oh.
Thought I told Nina to cancel all my appointments for the day. I swear that girl couldn't find her ears if I taped them over her eyes. At least she makes a decent cup of coffee.
Cool sunglasses. Are you just sympathy? Nina said we should speak to you.
Yes, I am. And if you don't mind, I keep the show running here, so I'll be brief. What are you doing in my building?
We've been given a lead on a story that involves one of your personalities, Charlie Nova. Someone has been manipulating his articles on the meshnet and turning them into scathing attacks against the human revolution. We are trying to track the culprit, and we need to talk to Mr. Nova to hunt down further leads.
You let your ROM do all the talking for you? Must be one of those new interrogation modules all the fresh meat rave about. Of course I know someone's been modifying Charlie's articles. I'm tracking them down myself. What I want to know is why I should help you snatch the scoop out from underneath me. Super hacker twists meshnet news for personal political vendetta? The clicks basically farm themselves.
We'll need to try the info with you.
Not interested. I already have a pretty decent idea of where to look next. And if that doesn't pan out, I have our primary server cluster chewing through mesh posts looking for inconsistencies. I'll figure this one out on my own, without some newbie mucking things up.
I'm willing to break the story under TMI's banner.
I'm not hiring, kid. I admire your spirit, but I've got people putting in lots of hours on this one. You're not getting the credit because you think you have a hot lead. Plus, if you really did, you wouldn't be here begging for my scraps.
Say that to Zin.
Zin? Augmented eyes, Zin?
Yep.
What does Zin have to do with this?
She's the one who gave us the lead to begin with. Then, someone threw her out of her office window.
Literally.
We figured Mr. Nova might be next, and we wanted to get to him first.
Holy shit. Fine, I'll let you talk to Charlie. If someone is trying to kill people over this, I'd rather it be out and done with as fast as possible. I mean, shit, we're an entertainment scene. Nobody should die for that. But hey, watch yourself with Charlie. He's a pompous clown, but he's my pompous clown.
Gotcha.
Keep it civil, or I'll throw your ass out and figure this out on my own. Now get on it. I need to make some calls.
Alright.
Fantastic! How fantastic! I just love your ROM.
Yeah.
Not quite as stunning as mine, but still pretty grand.
I showed you mine, you show me yours.
Very sleek, very clean. Bravo. Oh, Sympathy is doing that thing where she waves at me to hurry things up.
Yeah.
Right down to brass tacks then, I suppose. Wait! I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Charlie Nova, host of Tonight in the Stars and Star in the Stratosphere. But you already knew that, I'm sure.
Yeah, actually I did.
What can I do for you,
Could you tell me a bit about yourself?
Oh, you flatter me. Yes, you do. I can't imagine you've come all this way just to get my story, have you? After all, I've already published my very own splendid 100% original autobiography.
Do not
like
steal.
a Nova. But I suppose I can give you a quick rundown, even if Sympathy is giving me the stink eye. I grew up here on the mean streets of Neo-SF, but my jocular nature and striking countenance got me scouted for a few small product advertisements. And the rest is not so ancient history. Now I'm the host of the largest celebrity news show on the Mesh, and I couldn't be happier. It's all thanks to my swarms of fans, though. They're the ones who count.
Tell me about TMI.
Yes, any additional information on your station would be greatly appreciated.
Well, it's the best damn network on the planet, I can tell you that. We put out top-notch news and entertainment, but with real heart that our competitors just can't match. But if you really want to know about TMI, you need to know about Sympathy. It's her pride and joy, after all. Sure, she can be a little acerbic, and sure, she calls me a poofy-haired oaf all the time, but you can really tell she cares, you know?
Yeah, actually, it felt like she gives a shit.
Deep down. I'm not sure if that throat-cutting gesture she's making is a signal to move to another topic or a threat against my physical well-being. So, let's move on. What next?
Have you heard that your stories are getting altered once they get posted on the Mesh?
Oh, it may have come up in the last lunch meeting we had, but Sympathy assured me that it was some kind of technical glitch, and our support people were on top of it. They're top-notch, the absolute best money can buy. So I don't think there's anything more to say on the subject.
We heard of our people's bus getting altered too.
That's very upsetting. I hope you've passed along that information to Sympathy. I'm certain our tech people will be able to find the culprit in short order once they know enough about it. I really don't know what I have to do with it, though.
Chuck, I'm sure you're very important in that, right? You're at the top of this heap, yeah?
It's Charlie. And of course, I'm the leading man around here. Who has said otherwise? I'm not quite certain what you think it is that I don't know, but I assure you that I know what it is. You won't be able to trip me up that easily.
If they can access your stories, what else can they get on you?
Nothing. The tech guys already did an audit on my online presence, and there's no evidence of any attempts of unauthorized access to any of my accounts. That's why they're having a hard time pinning down this creep. He isn't actually changing the posts from inside my account at all.
What?
So there you go. We're already on top of it. Nothing to worry about at all.
All right, that's enough.
Something tells me I did something wrong.
Charlie has a show to get ready for. He's told you everything he's going to. So get the hell out of here. If you find anything more interesting than what you've got, come back and see me again. Directly.
Remember, I'm the victim in all this.
Whoa.
Oh man, she looks really cheesed off now. Do you know how snippy she can get? I better get her coffee ready. Maybe that'll calm her down.
In my experience, coffee really doesn't calm anybody.
We're very sorry if we made your day more difficult. Perhaps I could take the coffee over to Sympathy and we could try to smooth her rumpled feathers.
Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You make her even madder? Oh no. On second thought.
It'll only take a minute.
Alright, but she takes it with plenty of milk.
Speak of the devil. I'm feeling mischievous. I mean, I already said, so how bad can it get?
Okay, let's deliver this and make amends.
I thought I told you to beat it. Or do your ears just not work?
We're just wanted to bring you coffee and make sure there was no hard feelings.
That's cute. I promise I don't bite. I just have a job to do. Sometimes I think Charlie's hair gel seeps into his brain, but he brings in most of our revenue, so his happiness is our top priority. Ugh, my stomach is killing me. Maybe those egg rolls I had earlier. I'm heading to the can, and you're heading to the street.
Charlie, we really need to talk.
Did you want a signed photo? It's Charlie. And honestly, I'd absolutely love to help you out. Really, I just don't have the information you're looking for.
It was your boss they were manipulating.
And that is supposed to mean what? I'm not sure if you're trying to imply that I had something to do with this, or that I'm being targeted for some specific reason, but if you have an accusation to level, then make it known. My time is far too important to be wasted on beating around the bush.
God damn it.
Oh, god damn, I don't know what's wrong with my stomach. And didn't I tell you to get the hell out of here? You're on my last nerve, and if you wanted to earn a grudge with me, you're just about there.
That did not go well at all. We need some kind of leverage to get Mr. Nova to give us the information we want. I'm certain he knows something. Don't you agree?
Yeah. It was being... I don't know. Evasive.
Indeed. While you were talking to him, I took the opportunity to look into his history more thoroughly. It turns out he did a series of promos for a local Hassie bar early in his career, and some fans still spot him there from time to time. It's a long shot, but frankly, everything about this case has been one long shot after another. Maybe we should question the people at this Hassie establishment and look for any dirt we can use to put some pressure on Mr. Nova. There must be something. It's the only path I see.
Sure.
The Hassie bar is located on Market Street, near the Genus Clinic. We can head there whenever you're ready.
Crap, that didn't go well. Should I try again? I'll need to try it just one more time because I'm curious. I'm sure I can pull this off. Somehow.
Okay, let's...
I thought I told you. Ha! Sometimes I think... Ugh. I'm heading to the camp.
Hang on. Yes. Same. Okay. Just wanna try one more time. Just in case. Okay. Fuck it, let's talk.
Did you want to... I'm not quite sure what you're insinuating, but I don't think I like it. I am a pillar of this community, and I care deeply about our reports getting to the viewer the way they're intended. I assure you that sympathy is on top of the situation. And with that, I'll have to bid you good day.
Damn it.
Good God damn. And didn't I tell you?
Fine.
You're on my last.
Fine.
That did not. We need some. I'm certain he. Indeed. Oh, it turns out he did. It's a long shot. Maybe we should. There must be something.
Alright, let's go.
The Hassie bars look.
Oh well. Nina, you're going to be fine.
Oh, door's open.
Short, scruffy plant sits squarely on the desk. Floor plant. Alright. Oh wait, our Hassie bar. Hey,
What can I do for you?
was hoping you had some time to talk.
Sure. I still have a little bit before closing, and I could use some conversation to distract me from the anticipation of the VR drama I have waiting for me when I get off. What do you want to know?
Did Charlie Nova do promos for this place?
Charlie is a complete trip. We met when he was just starting out doing adverts. He still drops in every once in a while to hang out. I love the guy. He's super funny, always has the best stories, and his hair is perfect. And he parties harder than anyone I know. A couple weeks ago, he invited me to his rave at some hole that's probably already shut down, and he got so amped up on Crash that he jumped up on the table and hosted an impromptu dirty dancing contest.
Crash.
I swear, if he was in Charlie Nova, we would have gotten chucked out on our asses. But it was a lot of fun. If you want to meet him, just hang around here long enough. He loves mingling with his fans. Not that it helps his ego any.
This is pretty innocuous. We're going to need more evidence if we're to fabricate a believable story that will convince Mr. Nova it's in his best interest to help us.
What's that VR drama about, anyway?
Oh, it's an ongoing drama called Magical Commander Yukino. Yukino at the Gates to the Deep. In it, you play the magical girl Yukino as she fights off elder gods as they arise from the ocean. It's a bit cliched and just about as silly as you would expect, but it includes some really interesting intersection between the Japanese magical girl trope and the American Cthulhu mythos. All with a pseudo-military theme. In the newest episode, Yukino has to face off against the Yith as they try to inhabit the bodies of people in the present to escape their destruction in the past.
What? Maybe I'll look it up.
It's the best! Super awesome! If you need any other suggestions, just let me know. I've played through a little bit of everything. I'm sure I could find something you'd like. Maybe a detective drama. Anyway.
Could you tell me about VR technology?
You don't have internal hookups, do you? The
Not
older
much.
sets are all helmets that use electromagnetic waves to stimulate the neural pathways in your brain to induce the desired sensory input. It's pretty crude though, which is why EM hats give you that dreamlike experience. It doesn't quite feel real. The Direct Link network has way higher fidelity. It's like actually being there. And since the Direct Link can interrupt your primary motor cortex, you don't have to take muscle relaxers to keep from flailing around. But some people are still scared off by it.
Why is that?
Well, it's pretty invasive.
Oh.
They inject this smart polymer into the base of your skull, right at the brainstem, and it crawls along your primary neural pathways and bonds to your major sensory centers.
Oh, that could get pretty gruesome.
It's been safe for almost a decade, but a lot of folks are still pretty skeeved out by the idea of having a bunch of conductive plastic coating in the inside of their brains. Plus, for the 24 hours or so that is hooking everything up and self-calibrating, you start to have intense hallucinations because of all the electrical crossfiring. It's a trip, I'll tell you that. But no worse than the stuff people have been taking for millennia, watching the world melt. Anyway, if you're looking to get installed, I have a guy who does great work. Just let me know.
Thank you for your time.
Sure, just let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to help.
Well, that didn't go very well.
Please don't touch the Hassie ROM.
Oh, sorry. Damn. Hello. Who are you?
Oh, hey, it's you! Wow! Long time!
What?
Who's this?
Oh, yeah, I know this guy.
Hey, not too old now. Did you manage to keep that plan I got you alive?
Oh. Yep.
Really? Nice job! I didn't expect it to last a month.
Yeah, me neither, to be honest.
It's great to see you, though. Sort of surreal, too. You're never around on social sites or anything, you know. I bet you didn't see any of the pictures I put up from my last climbing trip in Colorado. For a tech journalist, you do have pretty poor net presence.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
That's what I said.
Figures. So, what's with the bot?
That's sharing my, ROM.
Yours? Really? Huh. I didn't think you liked to bring work home, as it were. Anyway, it's great to see you. What brings you to the Hassie Bar? Doing a review of that sweet weather ROM outside or something?
We're actually here in an investigation.
All right, now that's the kind of journalism I'm talking about.
Indeed, we're looking into some accusations made against Charlie Nova. And we're actually trying to build up a solid case against him.
No shit. I actually may have exactly what you need.
Really?
Charlie comes here all the time. You know that show he's host of, Star in the Stratosphere?
Yeah.
That show where normal people try to become actors and singers and all. Listen to this recording I made when he was here last month on his book tour.
So many people come up to me thinking that if they can sing or act, I'll just make them a superstar. But that isn't how it works. Raw talent isn't enough to get you by in this industry, and anyone who thinks so is lying to themselves. It takes hard work and persistence. You gotta want it, and want it bad. But the kids I get on Star in the Stratosphere, which I host each and every week, as you all know, they're all so young and hungry. I love them. I do my damnedest to make sure they get what they want. They give me their best, so I'm gonna give them mine.
It's not much, and it might help you build a case if you chop it up right. Just keep my name off it. I post hiking pictures, not scandals. Well, if nothing else, the threat of this dropping on the mess should get them talking. Here, I just made a copy for you. Anyway, I'd love to catch up soon. For now, I'll let you keep at it. You can usually find me here if you want to chat again.
Thanks, kid. Later.
why did you tell Keith that I belong to you?
I do like you, and I don't have a rum of my own yet.
I'll thank you to remember that I am not the same as any ordinary ROM that exists to be subservient. I don't like being forced to assert my independence as a unique individual, but I really thought you were above this. Anyway.
It was... Well, I guess I should have put the second option. Oh well. Well, let's see. Wait, before I continue, how long has this been going on now? Whoa, 3 hours almost. I'm going to keep going. And, oh wait, I still have more to do. There's nobody here.
One simple failure will not dissuade our cause.
Okay. What the heck? I guess I ain't going back here.
We should first find something on Mr. Nova before going back.
Oh. Okay. I thought I had the recording or something. Hang on. Maybe I need to record that somehow? Hey kid, can I see that again?
Hey pal, building up on Hassie?
Nothing? No? Nada? No, I don't want to do that. It's my friend.
What can I do for you? Sure. I still have a little bit before closing, and I can use some conversation to distract me from the anticipation of the VR drama I have waiting for me when I get off.
Oh.
What do you want to know? Sure.
This guy? I heard Charlie Nova hangs around here sometimes. What's your issue with him? What? Oh man, we finally have dirt. Wow. This should be enough to get his attention.
Frankly, I'm starting to feel a bit uneasy about this. Mr. Nova's clearly an upstanding individual, if just a bit boisterous. But I suppose if we're in for a penny, we're in for a pound. This should be more than enough anecdotal evidence to fabricate a less than flattering image of Mr. Nova that the public will eat right up. Let us present our story to him immediately. Hopefully our delay has not put him in physical danger.
Oh boy. Now there's some dirt.
Hey, you two!
Oh, hello.
I think I'm gonna have to let security know that you're not allowed back in the building.
Oh. Got some stuff that might change your mind about teaming up.
Doubtful. But let's hear it. Never let it be said I didn't give someone a chance to dig their own grave.
Not much of an animal lover, are you, Charlie?
Hey, that's completely out of context. And I love Captain Snuggles. Sure, we didn't get off to a good start, but he's a great cat. The best.
Charlie, flipping off a kitten? Why? Anyway, this is just pathetic. This is really your best attempt at blackmailing us?
Charlie been having parting problems?
So what? I like to show people a good time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Damn it, I told you to get off the crash, Charlie. Shit like this keeps coming up.
I did. And besides, I wasn't doing anything illegal.
Whatever, this is still nothing but hot air. You need to step up your game, kid.
Alright. I bet the world would love to hear such an inspiring pep talk.
Ha! You're just grasping at straws. This speech was truly a beacon of light for the entire entertainment community. There's no way an original sermon like that is going to convince anyone that I'm a bad guy.
Well, with some creative editing.
Yeah.
You go public with this flimsy smear piece, I'm gonna tear you apart.
Oh, enough! I'm not cut out for this cloak and dagger game, Sympathy. What's the big deal anyway? It's not like they've got anything substantial to use. I might as well give them what they want, so they'll go away.
Tell them whatever you want. And I'll be taking that evidence.
Okay.
You didn't have to do all of this. I would have helped if you had just asked.
I did, you asshole!
But it's always push and dig and needle, isn't it? I'm not a journalist. I'm just an anchor. I read off a teleprompter and look good doing it. I don't have much to offer you, but here's what I know. Trust me, I'd love to lay down some earth-shattering pronouncement and dazzle you with my investigative skills, but all I've got is flimsy threads at best. The thing is, all this stuff with my stories, stuff getting changed, making me look like I don't like the human revolution or whatever, it started after I had an upgrade made to my VR uplink hardware.
What do you mean?
The technically legal kind.
What do you mean technically?
Look, I like to have a good time at a party, right? But Sympathy keeps hammering on me for pounding back too much crash and whatnot. Nothing illegal, but she says it makes me look like shit on camera the next day. So I went to this guy I know, good guy, everyone uses him. He's called Nanya.
Nanya?
He does great work after just one simple back alley brain surgery, bing bang boom.
Are you about to tell me a damn business joke?
I can use an app to make my VR uplink have the same effect on my brain that the stims do, without all the nasty physical side effects. It could be a coincidence, though. The tech guys didn't find anything wrong with my uplink, and they say the modifications check out. But that Nanya guy does a lot of work for media people around here, so if a bunch of posts are getting changed, maybe that's your weak link. Anyway, that's it.
Honestly, I think your Nanya guy sounds like bullshit, but I'll follow.
Pretty flimsy, but I'll send you the address and you can go talk to him. If he'll even see you, that is.
Thanks for the help.
Well, we took far too long to get to it, but I'm quite happy to assist in any way that I can. Just make sure you source me in your article, right? Maybe run a rough draft past me and I'll give you some quotes. I'm certain that'll help signal boost the story all the way to the stratosphere. Give it the old Charlie Nova bump. Maybe we can smooth out all this silliness between us. Anyhow, I really have to get back to work. Let me know how it goes with the murderous hacker thing. My ROM will call your ROM.
Yet another place.
This looks like the spot.
By the way, I'll be closing this soon, okay? Don't worry.
I'm awfully nervous and still a bit shaken up. Let's hurry and get out of here.
Alright. Nanya's business. Sure. Tough boy scribbled shadily in the building spray. It's not very illustrative. Is there a phrase people say when they see this? Omae wa mou shinderu. That's the one. Alright. Hello, cat. Really large stabby cat. This is on self-satisfaction. Yes, seems very satisfied about being a cat. The very bliss of just being. Hello.
My name has some pretty cool history behind it. We're some badass ladies who'll bomb hellfire on anyone.
What is this? Get it to work.
I think this is the place, but of course it lacks any appropriate signage. Frankly, the state of this industry and the current political climate don't give me much hope for my own legal status when word inevitably gets out about me. Regulation regarding cybernetic implants is a massive intersection between medical and tech industries. I'm rather surprised the Human Protection Act was even passed, but I suppose the possibility of hybrid genetics being passed on to offspring meant there was a considerable push from biotech companies due to patent law, and the laws about cybernetics got tacked on. Never mind. I'm just ranting. This entire investigation has been frustrating. Let's get in there and get this over with.
Hold up there, Speedy.
Okay.
I've never seen the two of you around here before.
Hello.
And I know everybody. Why don't you let me know what's going on here first before you start barging through people's doors? Feel me?
Hello? We're just here to speak to Nanya about something.
Just got into town and you're already asking favors from folks, huh? Tisk, 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 my little blue friend.
What? No, it's not like that. Listen, we don't want any trouble, but we're kind of in a hurry.
Trouble? There's no trouble here. We can be friends.
For what price?
I like this one. You're a little more street smart than your blue bot buddy here, I see. No, I like you too. You're cool in my book.
Very well.
And since we're all such good friends now, maybe you'll be willing to give back to the community and do a favor for your new pal Formula first.
Formula? What kind of favor?
You see, I'm a budding street musician.
Uh-huh.
Working on my next big hit. Feel me?
Alright.
But I'm sorta stuck on a few lines. I just gotta get these last few rhymes right. Maybe you could share a little of your creativity with me and see what we come up with.
Very well.
And it'll be fun.
Maybe we could try help you a little bit.
Are you sure about this? You know how important this has become. Time is of the essence.
You don't have time to not help me.
Huh?
Huh?
What do you think would take longer? Helping an up-and-coming singer-songwriter finish a guaranteed worldwide hit? Or you could ignore me and maybe I'll send over an anonymous tip to the Neo SFPD. You see, I know for a fact that everything inside this shop here is 100% legal. But I bet whatever you got in your mind sure ain't. Even if they didn't find anything, it'd take the rest of the day to iron out. People like you don't come down here for anything boring. We clean up good. How well do you cover your tracks when you're in such a hurry, I wonder?
This isn't good. If Lexi in particular gets suspicious and starts tracking us down, things will become rougher for us. Not to mention all the other people it could indirectly affect. This whole case is life or death.
Kind of a dramatic rhyme, ain't it? But I made my point clear. If you don't help me out, I'll make sure you never get in to see Nanya at all. He's my buddy. Done me a favor or two, so I return him when I'm asked. That's how we do things around here.
Fine, we'll help you with your basic dance song.
I knew you'd see it my way. All you gotta do is help me complete my rhymes, you dig?
Alright.
A couple of them are just missing a word or two, but if I really want to make this song fantastic, I'm gonna need some killer inspiration. It's gonna be super cred. Anyway, you ready for this?
I was born ready. Let's do it.
Gonna give it a shot? That's what I like to hear. Here's the first line I'm having trouble with. You ready?
Shoot me.
It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of, hang on a second.
My holiday cheer?
It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of my holiday cheer. Hey, yeah, that totally works.
I told you.
Great idea, thanks a ton. Here's the next line. Ready? Pay attention now. If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. And if you want my number, You know, for this one, I don't think words are gonna be enough. I'm gonna need some inspiration to make it come together.
Okay.
If you've got anything to show me that you think will help me out, let me know.
How about... business card.
If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. But if you want my number, I'll give you my business card. Hey, that totally works. Really, thanks so much. I'd never be able to write a song like this without you.
Let's keep going.
A Christmas-themed love song?
Hey, why not, Turing?
Aren't those supposed to be pretty tacky.
Alright, now I need your help with just one more line. I promise it's the last one. This one's been driving me up a wall. I hope you can tackle it as well as you did the others. Ready? Here we go. This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a nice pair of, damn it.
Come on,
This
dude.
is getting embarrassing. There's no way to salvage this one without some seriously fresh inspiration, yo. Don't lose hope. I'm sure it'll hit us any second now.
How about headphones?
This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of GX Ultra beats.
No, phones, man, phones.
That doesn't rhyme.
That's not what I... Dude! Hey! The trademark just betrayed me. That's not what I meant.
Oh man, you totally threw off my style with that one.
What the hell?
You might need to find some more inspiration around before you can really help me.
What the hell?
I'm gonna keep thinking, but let me know if you come up with anything new.
Alright.
Haven't you ever rapped before?
What? I had it on the bag. It was phones. Damn it. Rubbish. Donuts.
Our aerodynamic assault will rain down on you from the heavenly skies!
Wait, those are... sure, why not?
I know you have lost faith on me in touring, but we're desperate.
This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of yummy Christmas scones.
Oh.
He does know those are donuts, right?
I guess.
Now that's what I call a tasty beat. That was amazing. I can't believe you pulled it off. Whatever you do for work now, it doesn't matter. You should become a musician.
Yeah, maybe.
We totally become rivals, and I bet you that... On second thought, you keep your day job. This is my territory. You feel me?
I feel you.
But you did help out in a huge way, so I guess you're cool. Go on in and see Nanya whenever you want. I'll just be chilling out here, soaking up the inspiration of my surroundings, baby.
Here, you can keep the scones. It was nice meeting you, Formula.
Hey, you too, little Bob Blue. Hey, that kinda rhymes.
It did?
Let's go.
Anyway.
You don't even know the secret password.
Okay. What do we have here? Big, slightly opaque window makes it hard to see the finer details of the operation room, but you can still make out the basics. Tables, stretchers, complex-looking surgical equipment, and supply cabinets. lung augments, spine augments, cybernetic arms, all made of the Dynamo brand. The music here is a little off-putting. Ugh, that looks gruesome. Also, mess of tangled wires spots on the floor. Oh, hello. Oh. Crash. I'm going to save before they take my parts. Crash, yo. Well, I've been streaming for 3.5 hours almost. So I'm going to stop for now. We have done a lot. This has been completely uncharted territory for me now. And once again, I thank you so much for accompanying me on this trip to Neo San Francisco. And hopefully we'll be seeing each other for another game. I'm going to continue this, of course, next session. But who knows what else I'll be playing after this. I don't know how long I have for this now. Either way, see you in a couple of days or so. If not tomorrow. Whenever I see available. You know how it rolls. But for now,